Week 17 of the National Football League. And we'll be watching the Falcons, reigning league MVP. Everyone's still in awe of his last game, passing Noah Van Brocklin's 1951 mark of 554 passing yards. It's the Falcons.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football? So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And it's their fifth-year quarterback leading the charge.
If there's such thing as perfection in the NFL for a quarterback, well, he pretty much achieved it last week. QB rating through the roof. No mistakes, 6 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal day. Hard to replicate, but the consistency and the confidence that can come out of that should endure.
He finds his running back on a deep shot. Nicely done. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. They'll try and throw it here. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Falcons just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
They'll throw on first. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. Takes out a one-stop. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. To throw it on first down. Escapes out to the left. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs.
It's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. On the move, headed right. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons get 6 more on their early advantage. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And with just 1 game to go after this one, a terrific campaign has him in position to lead the league in touchdown passes this season. They'll come out throwing. Forced out to his right. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. To throw here on first down. He's keeping it. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons make it a 16-point ball game. Now, Brock, it looked like it took the full defense a while to recognize that he was actually running with it. I think it limited their ability to stop what turned into a pretty impressive touchdown.
I think you're exactly right on this one, Kate. Not too many scrambles go this far for a touchdown. And you got to give some credit to the guys around him. None of those receivers, tight ends, well, they just sold it. They didn't look back at him. Had they? I think the defense is able to react and stop that touchdown.
Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And it's been impossible to contain this guy as both a passer and a runner all season. Late in the year, look, he's the leader among quarterbacks in rushing yards. Pass play on 1st and 10. He tucks it and takes off. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. I'm just taking a guess here, Brock, that they were so concerned with his passing prowess that they forgot this dude can deal quite a bit of damage with his legs, too.
Yeah, this is where offenses in the NFL are blurring with the college game. They want guys running the show who can light it up through the air, but just as often torch you on the ground.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Drake London with the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
The Falcons ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. There has been nothing that can stop them, so we gotta assume this drive, Brock, likely gonna end in a touchdown as well. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Oh, look at this, here he goes. Escapes a defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Chased out to his right. Now here he goes again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing now on 1st down. Oh, he's calling his own number again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
Big play got him to the doorstep, Brock. 4 more yards now in goal to go. Working inside the red zone. Buys time, and they take this in for the score. The Falcons running away with it in the second quarter. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
And their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he's been more than just his passing touchdowns this season. In fact, you can see it right here. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing scores late in the campaign. Throwing it to start this drive. He's running with it. Jukes the defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards, and the Falcons will have a first.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Getting out to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down the middle. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throwing on the run, deep down that... Wide open, downfield, got it! And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons get more points to end a lopsided first half. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Airing it out to start this drive. Now he takes it. Spins out a one-stop. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play, and it's good for an Atlanta first down.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. He's dropping back to throw. He's on the move. It's into the hands of Mooney. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He'll go all the way across the field here, deep right. He's got it inside the 10. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. He fires one deep down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense.
They connect on the deep shot. Hits the 20. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons piling onto the scoreboard yet again. Drake London with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Airing it out to start this drive. On the move, looking deep down the... That's complete inside the 35. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons trying to end this before the final quarter. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
They'll throw to begin this drive. On the move, headed right. He's on the move. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And the Falcons will have a first.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. And it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing from the gun. Rolling out to his left. Taking off with it again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons stretch their lead on the final play of the third. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air.
Back to throw on 1st and 10. Now here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's going deep down this. This is brought in at the 15. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons are running them out of the building. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
First and 10, they're going to throw. Flush down out to his left. Got a man. Robinson has it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's got it near the 8. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say, it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Dropping back to throw. Forced out to his right. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons throwing 6 more on the blowout. Drake London with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Spread the field and send him all deep, baby. All right, this might be a stupid question, Brock, but what makes that play call successful against an NFL secondary?
Yeah, because 4 verts is good against a college secondary, a high school secondary, a Pop Warner secondary, because it burdens and stresses that defense. And if you got people that can run and you got 4 choices to choose from, oftentimes you'll find one to hit on.
They'll throw on first. He takes it himself. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Falcons continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Oh, baby! He got loose, and after a few steps, there was nothing they could do to stop him. That, Brock, is the definition of a home run play.
You know, and when you go to draft, sign, or trade for a skill guy, you want him to have that kind of threat, that kind of breakaway speed. You don't always have to be a 4-3 guy on the track. You just have to be a guy that once you get in that open field, there is nobody, and I mean nobody in the building that was going to catch him.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Jukes one defender, and they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts, and they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Wow, wide open here, complete. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Falcons are running them out of the building. Drake London with the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. So the Falcons earn the win in this one. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign.